Everybody, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Villaverde. You know, it's been more than 25 years since Miss Saigon debuted on Broadway, and now this blockbuster musical is back and better than ever.
The epic love story has been sweeping audiences off their feet around the globe, and a new production direct from Broadway is heading out on tour right now in America.
I love it, and I think we'd both agree Chef Ralph is the next best thing since sliced bread.
He is agreed.
I am, and I'm going beyond the sandwich, creating a little moment of bliss with perfectly crafted bread.
Love him.
Yes.
And teaching our daughters the importance of self-worth, being heard, and so much more. And all of this through the lens of faith.
There is nothing more important than that. And The Balancing Act starts right now.
Broadway Balances America, brought to you by Broadway across America, bringing the best of Broadway to a city near you.
Time now for Broadway Balances America, our series that takes you behind the scenes of some of the most beloved Broadway musicals as they appear across the country in your local theaters.
That's right, and today is a true Broadway blockbuster, Miss Saigon, the story of a courageous young Vietnamese woman who falls in love with an American GI during the last days of the Vietnam War.
Miss Saigon has been performed in 32 countries, over 360 cities, in 15 different languages, has won over 70 awards, including 3 Tony Awards, and it's been seen by over 36 million people worldwide since its opening performance.
My goodness, that's fantastic. And as Amber Milt found out, the story has never been more relevant.
Thanks, ladies. This new production is grittier. It's more realistic, and with its timely subject matter, it resonates with audiences across the globe. And for the first time in 17 years, audiences across America are going to get to experience this epic love story for themselves, right from their own city. In the last days of the Vietnam War, 17-year-old Kim is forced to work in a Saigon bar run by a notorious character known as the Engineer. There, she meets and falls in love with an American GI named Chris, but inevitably, they are torn apart by the war and the ultimate fall of Saigon.
Miss Saigon follows the story of a young 17-year-old girl who's orphaned through the Vietnam War. And it follows her journey through trying to survive and trying to make it out of Vietnam as Saigon is falling, as the GIs are leaving. And along the way, she meets a GI who she falls in love with, and they have a child together. He does not know because he's pulled out of Saigon very unexpectedly. It follows her fight for survival and everything that she'll do for her child. So it's a love story between her and Chris, but also between her and her child.
I know as long as I can keep believing.
20-year-old Emily Bautista is taking on the challenging and breathtaking role of Kim in the national tour. She understudied the role during the show's Broadway revival.
Still really hasn't hit. I mean, it has, but it's also like me trying to go with the flow and go with the punches and go with everything, because it's been really incredible. And I'm just so honored to be able to now tell this story. This production really tackles the most raw and real side of the Vietnam War. We started off our rehearsal process watching documentaries, and the scenes that we saw in the documentaries were the scenes that were in this show. And it was the prostitutes and the GIs. They're not easy scenes to watch, but it does show the struggle that people went through during this war. We'll run the nightmare scene, which is the GIs leaving. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot from the whole cast to really emotionally give yourself over to that.
To celebrate the launch of the new national tour, Emily had the honor of sitting down with Lea Salonga and Eva Noblezada, who portrayed the role of Kim in the original Broadway production and the most recent Broadway revival, respectively.
Lea Salonga is someone I've looked up to my whole entire life, just in every aspect, being such a strong, independent woman that has made an amazing career for herself. And then Eva's been one of my really great friends since the Broadway production, and she's always had my back. So getting to talk to them about Kim and getting to learn from them and watch them over the years, it's just been such a blessing. They are so supportive and just have so much wisdom to share.
Kim is not the only strong female of Miss Saigon. Jackie Wynn plays one of the Dreamland dancers whose real-life story shows the delicate balance between art imitating life.
I want to make sure I do justice to the story because this is something that actually happened, and it happened to my family. My mom was 17 when the war began. She married an American GI, and I have 3 half-brothers, and so who are a product of the war. And so this is actually a direct correlation from Miss Saigon to my own family's history. And some of the scenes are very raw. What we want as actors to do is to do justice to those people, especially my family. And I want to be able to explain and to act and to be able to show more emotions and more vulnerability on stage. And our director, Lawrence Connor, has done such an amazing job of asking that from us and being fearless.
We wanted to not pull our punches. We wanted to be very clear that the narrative is a real one, and that in order to understand and to really see the journey and difficulties and hardships of these people, we need to tell it honestly.
While Kim goes on an epic journey of survival to find her way back to Chris, the American GI returns home where he marries and is left unaware of the life he left behind. Stacey Bono plays Chris's wife Ellen on the national tour. She must balance the intricacies of her relationship and future with Chris and his past with Kim.
Here's a woman that has given her life to help her husband heal from the horrors of the war, and she trusts him implicitly and loves him unconditionally, only to find out that he's been lying to her their entire relationship. And so it's a challenge to really give her the strength that she deserves, while also embodying her with warmth and compassion and understanding and forgiveness, which I think she also has.
For life until we die.
The two women express their heartache against the backdrop of one of Broadway's most beautiful, award-winning scores.
For Ellen, I still believe we find her struggling with her husband's recurring nightmares, what we now know to be PTSD from the Vietnam War. But through the song, she expresses her hope and belief that he will heal from this and they will be able to have a happy, healthy marriage with nothing in between them.
This brilliant new production magnifies the power and epic nature of Bublé and Schoenberg's tremendous score, and it features the original dazzling choreography by Bob Avian. Director Lawrence Connor promises the most iconic scenes will astound audiences.
When you go to see Miss Saigon, you are taken on a journey. It's like opening a window and watching other people's lives, and it's because it's real, because it's honest, because you see a helicopter and you see things that you wouldn't ordinarily see in musicals. It's powerful, and I think that's the secret to the success, because you can't tell this story unless you are an incredible actor, an incredible singer, and I think it deserves every accolade that it's ever received.
Miss Saigon continues to be an audience favorite, and the new touring production will carry its legacy across America, honoring the spirit of the Broadway blockbuster musical.
And actually seeing a show of that scale on the road, like a true Broadway show in all of its glory, coming to your city, coming near you, is just one of those things that you can't miss.
We have done so much work in trying to make it as authentic and as real. We've added lots of Vietnamese words, lots of Vietnamese traditions, and we're really hoping that we can spread authenticity around the United States. And I hope that audiences come and they get to experience that, especially those who are Asian American.
This production is going to be absolutely spectacular in terms of visuals and effects, and the famous helicopter is going to be there. And I hope they're moved by this story and by these compelling performances. And if that movement inspires a little more tolerance for other people or more compassion for other people, I think that would be a beautiful thing.
Come see the show and Get ready for it'll take you on an emotional roller coaster. It's a beautiful story that shows that there is love in the most broken of places, and there is hope and there's joy, and as well as hardships. But I think it's a very important story that a lot of people should see.
The North American tour of Miss Saigon is coming soon to a theater near you. Check out Broadway Across America, or you can always go to our website, thebalancingact.com, for all the show information, tour dates, and more. For behind-the-scenes access to Anastasia, Andrew Lloyd Webber's School of Rock, Come From Away, Miss Saigon, Cats, go backstage with Broadway Balances America. Get an inside look at your favorite shows before they come to a city near you.
As a mother of 2 teenage girls, I've tried to instill in them a solid sense of worth, empowerment, and obviously faith. And believe me, I started when they were very, very young. Not every child gets that kind of support and encouragement. And today, I'm joined by mom on a mission and teacher turned national speaker, Erin Weideman, who decided it was time to help turn the tides, creating an interactive platform that's Dora the Explorer meets Disney Princess, all in a biblical context. In fact, she and her husband, Brent, created Bible Bells. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Olga.
Thank you for being here because I'm so intrigued by Bible Bells. First, tell me what it is and how it came about.
Yeah, I taught full-time for 10 years and just found myself coming home frustrated and sad about what the next generation of girls are going through. You know, the same things we all went through when we were younger, insecurity and comparison and measuring yourself against the world's definition, right? So we wanted to create a series that was biblically based, that would connect girls to the stories of women, but do it through the conversation of beauty and walking in your identity and being a confident, young, you know, dependent woman. And also walking in your purpose. So this series helps us accomplish all of that.
And you are definitely one to do this because you, I was reading here, you know, former teacher, college athlete, and you're a 5-time cancer survivor. And you have said that that's the best thing that happened to you?
Oh, it's my most cherished blessing by far. I grew up in all the ways that I described, right? Insecure and lost and just committed to doing the wrong things. I mean, very selfish. And cancer for me was really just the violent shove I needed into reality to understand, you know, it's time to start asking life's most important questions. What are my gifts? Who are those gifts for? And how was I created to provide unique value that nobody else can do on this earth in a way to make a difference and make things better, to make my own impact.
And no doubt your faith obviously helped you through all that. My girls, by the way, they attend Catholic school. They've been in a Catholic school all their lives. So obviously religion is a huge part of the curriculum there. But I must say that sometimes Bible stories, you know, it's not as appealing as I'd like it to be. Does that make sense?
I think historically too, you know, a lot of the majority of what's taught through the church and in traditional curricula has to do with the stories of men, right?
Right.
And we know all the research for girls, like something magic awakens inside the heart and mind of a little girl when she can connect with her heroes. So for us, it became all about how do we present these women in a way that is engaging, it's exciting, it's going to tap into a girl's inner self, her inner spirit, get her connected to this woman to understand the bigger, larger themes for her life, so she will go out and do the work that has been laid out for her to do. So it's exciting to be able to make these stories really accessible for parents, easy to teach through, because that's ultimately like what we want to do for our young daughters, no matter if they're 6 or 16. We want to be able to engage them in real and true stories so they can create those cross parallels and understand why it matters for them.
I want to show our viewers how the books are beautiful. We're going to talk about them now, but if they notice, the books start with Hannah, Esther, Abigail, Ruth, and Deborah. And they all, obviously, with the first letter, spell the word HEARD. Tell me about that acronym HEARD. Is that just a coincidence?
No. So, I mean, we found out later that that was the acronym, but we put them in this order because, like my teacher brain, obviously we wanted to give parents and grandparents an easy way to teach through these character traits, right? So prayer, patience, bravery, loyalty, and leadership seemed like a natural progression to be able to make these character traits build on each other. And that's when we realized it spells the acronym HEARD. And it just became a powerful reminder that girls do have a voice. It's powerful. Their voice matters. And the way they're called called to use it out in the world is for the benefit of others and for God.
The books are very high quality, they're gorgeous, and I understand they're also interactive, which is fantastic.
Yeah, we wanted to create ways for parents and grandparents to have these easy conversations, right? We want to teach them things like beauty and identity and purpose and all of the things we want to build their character. But sometimes those conversations are hard, so we wanted to make it super engaging, entertaining with characters that come alive. We hired a former Disney animator to do these drawings, so it was just a way to help parents easily guide the conversation and have fun while they're doing it with their girls.
I think this is wonderful. I mean, they make great gifts for kids. What is the age for the reading here?
So pre-readers to early independence. So you've got ages 4 and 5 can read it with help, and then 9s and 10s can easily read it on their own.
So a great time for moms and grandparents to sit down and read with them a beautiful book. It might become a TV series, you think?
Absolutely.
That's what we're shooting for, right?
Yeah.
For our viewers who'd like more information on these beautiful Bible bells, where do they go?
They go to BibleBells.com. It's BibleBells.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Great stuff. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And for more information, you can check out our website, and that's thebalancingact.com.
So let's get started. I'm going beyond the basic sandwich. Today, we're making bread gnocchi with pomodoro sauce. It's absolutely amazing. We're going to start off with 2 cups of perfectly crafted multigrain bread. For this recipe, we remove the crusts and pulse the bread in our food processor. Right? Fresh breadcrumb. It's great because there's some seeds in there, so it's going to have great flavor as we're doing this. Into this bowl, I'm going to add a ½ cup of Parmesan cheese, 1 egg, a cup and a half of whole milk. Add that all in. Right here, I've got about 2 cups of flour. I'm going to add 1½ cups in to my mix and keep about a ½ cup on the side. I'm going to crack in some pepper and add some salt. Perfect. Now I'm going to mix this around. Now you can break this out onto your board right here and knead it a little bit with some of this reserved flour. We cover the bowl with plastic wrap. We place it in the fridge for an hour and a half and let it rest. And then we're going to make our dumplings. It's just that easy. Now for the sauce, I started out with a hot skillet. I got tomatoes that were cut in half. I tossed them with sliced shallot, sliced garlic, fresh basil, balsamic vinegar, virgin olive oil, and I seasoned it with salt and pepper. Now this is a tomato salad, right? Cook it for 1 minute and reserve it to the side. Now meanwhile, I got 3 quarts of water, salted and boiling right here. I've taken my dough, and I've got it the consistency of mashed potato, and I put it into this pastry bag. I'm going to take it with a good old-fashioned pair of scissors and lovingly squeeze the dough right over the pot, and then with the scissors, one by one, just slice the little dumplings about cork size right into the boiling salted water. They take about 5 minutes to cook after they float to the top, and they're beautiful, tender, soft, and delicious little gnocchi. They're really quite amazing. Now, I've done some already, and I got them to the side here. And I take them, and I just add them to my sauce, just ever so slightly. Give it a little flip around. You can do that at home. Rain some Parmesan cheese up in there. Oh, this bread truly is artisan. And you know what that means? It means it tastes great. It's inspired by the best ingredients and a variety of grains and unique flavors. Check out this thick crust. You know what goes in it? Nothing. No artificial preservatives, flavors, or colors. How about breakfast? You want to start your day off right and kiss your Nature's Own crafted sliced bread with a bit of sunshine. How about some orange blossom French toast with fresh berries? Just add some fresh orange juice and a dash of almond extract to your classic French toast batter, and ooh la la, that's delicious. And how about for lunch? We've got mini quiche with crafted bread crust. We rolled out the bread with a rolling pin and tucked it into a little muffin pan. We filled it with the quiche batter, baked it in the oven 350 degrees till it was done, and then topped it with smoked salmon and asparagus. You've never seen sliced bread like this. I'm using perfectly crafted in some deliciously crafted ways. It's really the next best thing since sliced bread. After all, Nature's Own is the #1 selling packaged sliced bread brand in America. Head to nature'sownbread.com/perfectly crafted for more information. And coming real soon, there'll be a new member of the family. Another exciting flavor of perfectly crafted bread will be on the shelves soon. Or check out our website, thebalancingact.com. Remember, this has been a quick bite, but chew slowly.
A tell you, when there's Brad and Ralph on the show, it's my favorite show.
It's a good combination.
It was a good combo.
Remember to head to our Facebook page and our website. Follow us on Twitter.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. So long.
Bye-bye.